You're very welcome back. Now, the idea of choosing a pension plan is intimidating to many workers, but with a pensions crisis looming as our population ages, the government is taking steps to make sure that almost everyone starts their own private plan to provide for their future.
Here to talk us through the Auto Enrolment plan is financial advisor Paul Merriman of askpaul.ie. Good morning to you, Paul. How are you?
Good morning, ladies.
Hi, Paul.
So why is there a pension crisis? Talk us through it.
Well, I suppose in layman terms, people are living longer, you know, and the cost of living we're just seeing from the early segment here is going up for people. So generally, people haven't saved enough for their pensions, and the government brought out an incentive back in 2000 and the early 2000s. It was called the National Pension Reserve Fund, and that was to say from 2026 we're going to have an issue with the state pension. That got raided during the recession to bail out the banks, so that's gone. So now the government thought about bringing in auto enrolment from 2022, which is a good move, I think, and it's a move that's needed.
So what is auto enrolment?
So auto enrolment is basically where everybody from 23 to 60 years of age that's earning over €20,000 will be automatically enrolled in a pension. And what happens with that is very simple. It starts in 2022.
So it's like as soon as you get your first real job, I suppose, is it?
Exactly, yeah. And the whole idea here is that it starts in 2022, and from 2022, they're going to have a situation where you'll put in some money, the employer will put in some money, and then the government will top it up. So very like, remember the SSIAs?
Yes.
So it's very similar. And I think at the moment pensions are complicated for people. They're afraid of them. They don't want to go near them, the tax relief, and they don't really get them. So this is to try and simplify that. Now, however, what I will say is that the government is bringing in another layer of complexity here. They're bringing in another pension, and they're not getting rid of any pensions, which is the problem. So we're just getting a little bit more complicated for people.
So you would suggest wipe the slate clean and start with this new...
Yeah, I would love to see that happen, yeah. So like in the early 2000s, they brought out PRSAs. PRSAs are a great contract, personal retirement savings account. Very easy. You can move from employer to employer. Great for self-employed people as well. It's a really good pension. However, they kept personal pensions, they kept company pensions. So again, it's just too much choice for people, and it just gets very confusing.
We saw on the graphic there that the self-employed are excluded.
Yeah, but you can enrol if you're self-employed. You can automatically get in. You won't be automatically enrolled, but you can enrol yourself if you want.
And so will you be eligible?
Yeah, you will be eligible. But again, with the self-employed at the moment, most self-employed people have their tax bill coming up in October. And if you have a good accountant, they'll be telling you to authorize your tax into your pension. So they tend to get a little bit more advice around this anyway.
Yeah.
So this is more for kind of workers, PAYE workers that are in jobs that don't have pension schemes, and it gives them a chance to get involved now and make it very, very easy.
How do we compare to the rest of Europe anyway in terms of
pension schemes? Well, from the OECD,
schemes?
where there's only 2 countries in the world, in the OECD rather, that don't have auto enrolment, and we're one of those countries. So it's really poor. The UK brought this out years ago and it's worked really well. Now, when auto enrolment comes in, it's really good because you can opt out after 6 months. But again, not many people are going to opt out because you're going to be getting money from you're going to put your own money in. Your employer will have to put in.
And what's the percentage?
So it's 6% for you after. So it comes in 2022, like I said, and it starts
2022.
2022, and it starts off with 1% from you, 1% from your employer, and then over the next 6 years, and it increases to 6 from you, 6 from the employer, and 2 from revenue or the government. So that makes it a 14% contribution, which is really high and really good. And again, the real problem here is that people aren't taking this serious enough, and they're forgetting that when they get to age 68 now, the state pension doesn't come out till 68 now. That's getting pushed out, you know. So I think anyone under 40 years of age, it's going to be 70, you know, before the time you get your state pension. So you really need to have a backup plan.
And can ordinary people have their say in how this would work? Yeah,
so this is a big thing. Really, what I'm trying to encourage anyone listening today is that if they think this, if you're an employer watching today, you don't think the 6%, you don't agree with it, don't moan about this come 2023.
Do something now.
Yeah, so
and what can they do, Paul,
So there's a
now?
consultation paper out on welfare.ie/consultations. If you go in there, you're going to find the auto enrolment documents. You can have your say by the 4th of November. So this is really important for people. Like I said, don't be a typical Irish. Don't moan about it after it happens in 2023 and say, I can't afford it, my employer's taking this out, or the government will make me do this. If you don't like it or you think it's too complicated, get involved with the consultation paper now. Anyone can do it.
You've mentioned before with certain systems in place that we tend to not do it 100% and then with the benefit of hindsight, change it, alter it for the better 10 years down the line. So we're trying to avoid that, essentially.
Yeah, we are, yeah. But again, the big thing here is that, like, for argument's sake, when you look at the consultation paper, I mean, look at any media outlets now, they're talking about this already. They're not doing this online. You know, so when auto enrolment does come in, there's no move for e-statements or anything, which is so, like, back in the Stone Age and stuff like
Barbaric.
So. Yeah, they're making really bad mistakes already with this. Overall, it's a good idea, but they really need to tweak it. So again, I encourage anybody that's listening today or watching to maybe get onto welfare.ie and go to the consultation.
Will employers just naturally be included? I suppose
you have to do it.
The name suggests it will be across the board.
Now again, people will have the option to get out. But again, if you're getting nearly 8% for free, you won't. So this is a good thing, like I said.
So it is a good thing for workers, just to summarise.
It is a great thing for workers, but I do think some employers...
Will it cost the government a fortune, Paul?
Well, no, because the moment tax relief, they're actually bringing it, so if you're on the high rate of income tax, you get 40% relief. So for every €100 you contribute at the moment, you get 40% back. If you're on the lower rate, a 20% tax bracket, you get 20% back. So this is going to be in around 25% to 30%. So it's going to reduce it slightly for government, you know. But again, they're saying there's nearly $1 billion worth of money be sloshing around this. So wait and you see the reaction come 2022 on this, when the life assurance companies and the pension providers and all the advisors get their hands on this, you know.
And of course, if people want extra information, they're free to go onto the website.
Yeah,
and
they're free.
askpaul.ie.
You're on Facebook page as well. And if you're looking for, what I encourage everyone to do is to try and get a financial broker to sit down with them now and go through this. So you can log on to, I have a company called clearchoice.ie that has a Find My Broker section that I encourage everyone to log on to.
Okay,
brilliant.
Thank you so much,
Great.
Paul.
Thank you, Paul,
Cheers.
as always. Now, coming up after 10, we'll have advice for parents whose kids are struggling with the back-to-school blues.
And on the catwalk, we'll have autumn cover-ups for both him and her. See you soon.